Welcome back to All the Crackers in the Box. Hello, salutations, happy Monday. I will admit, my Sunday has been very lazy, very, not so much crafting. You would think so. I did a little bit of diamond art this morning, but I messed around on my computer, played with the kids, set up a tent, and so forth. So, yeah, fun stuff. Yeah, thanks for joining me here. So, it's been a long weekend. I didn't do anything on the Hexie cardigan. I just didn't feel like it. What I did do was something I've been working on for quite a while. Hold on, while I pull this guy out. Very handsome. I got a little bit more done on this guy. One of my Halloween ones. Beautiful picture of it. I got this one in a pack of like 5 for 20 or something earlier this year. Last year. This year. Diamond art just is brand new to me. And yeah. Got the pack for like $20. Now this one is going for 30 for this size. This one is a little bit smaller in its numbers and whatnot, and I find it to be rather charming yet haunting at the same time. So it's definitely perfect. A lot of black though, so I'm using my 3 drill pen quite a bit on that one, which is just fine. I mean, no complaints. Sit back. Oh, my show's paused. So, kind of sneaking in this while I'm having a downtime. My youngest hasn't been feeling too well this evening. She has gotten sick at least once. So she's been very, very on edge. I've got a bucket ready. I've got all the cloths and everything I'm going to need just in case. Got her in her cute little jammies, all bundled up in my bed. Because, if they're not feeling good, they stay right beside me so I can constantly check on them, doze off for 20 minutes, and then wake up to check on them. Because I feel that's important when they're sick, especially when they're little. But I mean, like, my son ended up having to stay in my room very recently for an ear infection. His ear was bleeding and leaking all over. So I was constantly waking up and checking on him and making sure his fever was well taken care of, and he was taking his antibiotics and putting his eardrops in, and all of this stuff. And if he was just feeling yucky, just be there and hold his hand while he was in some excruciating pain. Never had a ear infection on his whole life, and just suddenly out of nowhere, just bam, hits him hard. They were quite concerned when they looked in there and found out that he had been bleeding. But that is not yarn. That is just kid getting sick out of nowhere. I was right around when everything started opening up again, so apparently a lot of people got super sick, and I guess he was one of them. Nobody else in the house caught it. Anyways, so the cardigan will probably get some work done later. I did sit and do a couple rows on the corner-to-corner Ninja Turtle, but it's such a minuscule thing that it's not even worth pulling out to show. One of the eyes is almost totally done its final outline. But again, like I said in my intro, I'm tense, playing with toys, just doing stuff. I've been trying to track down an older game that I used to play in the early 2000s, SimCity 3000, and I have it on disc, so I found the disc, tried to install the disc, and I got it all ready to go, and then it turns out games that old will not work on Windows 10. So I have been all over the place trying to figure stuff out. I luckily can find a copy of it on a certain site for less than $5, but still, it's just the principle of the whole thing, if you will. I don't like buying the same thing over and over, especially for a game that is no longer supported, super old, super obsolete. But if I have to, I guess I'm going to have to, because it is one of my favorite games. But if I have it, I just really want to play it. I mean, I have similar games, but they're not quite the same. That one really was a lot of fun for me, and I could crochet while playing that one because a lot of it is just sitting. Basically, all it is if you've never been associated with SimCity in particular, you build the city. You're mayor. You decide what kind of industry is going to come in, where you're going to zone things, where's your roads. Then, when your city's big and booming, full of people, and you're making mad cash, you start the disasters. One of my personal favorites of all the disasters, however, is the Godzilla. I really want to see Godzilla come rampage through a city I have created, followed by tsunami. Bring me joy. It's fun. But their Godzilla's hilarious. So I haven't seen it in a very long time, and I bought the game for that reason, and now I'm finding out that the game will not work on my existing stuff. So I either have to hook up a really old computer, which I do have a really old one, but I don't have a disk drive for it right now. I did have an external one, but we lent it to someone and they just kind of walked away with it, so that's nice, because I don't think the disk drive works in that one. I don't know if anything works in that one. It's been so long since I've had it plugged in. It's sitting by my feet down here. But it probably does work. I mean, I haven't done anything terrible to it. May have to get a different set of cables to hook it up to a monitor, because it's one of the ones that has the big set, and I don't have any TVs or anything that are older to go with it. I'm having the same problem with things like the Wii. None of our TVs have the right hookups for them, which is a shame, because we have some really fun games like Lego Rock Band. That game is so fun. You put your little thing in the guitar and you just mash on the buttons, and they're Lego dudes, so it's really fun. One of the favorite songs on there was Free Fallin' by Tom Petty, which is my middle daughter's favorite jam. Well, it used to be, might not be anymore. She is 7 going on 14, and she has found the darkness in her soul. Black is her favorite color. Black like her soul. I'm always teasing her about it. We're going through some stuff here. So she's gone from pink, purple, and rainbow being her favorite colors to everything should be black, which kind of is irritating, being that I just finished her duster. But she does love it. She says anything that's a gift she'll wear. So she really wants this cardigan done. So I will be getting to it. I just don't feel like using that yarn right now. I felt like using something a little more delicate. I actually want to be working on the corner to corner, but because I have to constantly mark off what I'm doing and look at my pattern, which is on this phone, it is really difficult because I do use a phone to film with, simply because this is just for fun for me. This is not my job. This has not been a dream of mine, but it is something that I'm actually enjoying and having a little bit of fun with. Just talking about yarn, other things like books, TV shows, just the things associated with crafting. Because, I listen to books while I craft, or music, or watch TV. I have a show paused right now from my Sunday show. I really want to see a couple movies I have waiting for me, but I have just can't seem to get the kids to bed early enough to warrant putting on a movie that's 2.5 hours. I want to so bad. There's a few movies I have set aside waiting for me to come watch them, and they are not kid appropriate, and quite often the children sleep where I sleep. The husband falls asleep. My husband falls asleep usually in the living room. We have a futon and a couple couches that are really super comfortable, and he just likes to sleep out there. He snores so very loudly, and the kids usually want to sleep with me, so when he's in here, it is everybody's up for the rest of the night except him. And it's just, I am a very light sleeper because I'm usually waking up to check on children, waiting for anything, making sure they're breathing, that kind of thing. Because, I've met people who've lost children to SIDS, and it is a scary thing. It's a traumatizing thing, and it can happen at any time. I hear horror stories all the time. They woke up and their child was cold, and it breaks pieces of me inside. Which is probably why my generation is the way it is, because we just hear these horror stories and we just don't want it to happen. We don't want it to happen to anybody. Yeah. So one of the movies I want to see is the Dungeons and Dragons one. I definitely want to see that. That's totally up my alley. I've seen little bits and pieces of it, and I haven't been able to sit down and actually watch it. There's that other one. I can't think of it right now, but I really want to see it. I can't think of it right now. There's a few things I have on deck that I want to watch. I started the Mayfair Witches, and I got about 3 episodes in, and I just have not been able to find the time to actually watch it. I have my one on Disney, The Girl Who's Possessed, the Korean one. I believe it's Korean. I hope it's Korean, because then I'd feel really bad if I'm mixing it up with a different culture, and that would be super embarrassing, and I really hope I'm not doing that, because, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I don't even check. I just assume that they're all Korean. And I know Japan has some amazing, amazing scary stuff. I've seen some of their movies from Japan, and they're really frightening. So, totally up my alley, where they're just absolutely terrifying in ways that a lot of movies here in North America, they don't have quite the same scare factor. I don't find them to be frightening. I find a lot of them are a little bit more shock value. I really don't do well with movies where children and animals get hurt. And I mean, I've seen lots where they allude to it, and that's totally fine because that's super creepy, but some movies I think they just take it too many steps too far that I just can't be comfortable with watching it. But I guess that is the nature of movies like that. They're supposed to make you feel uncomfortable. They're supposed to make you feel a bunch of emotions that you normally don't feel in your day-to-day life. But sometimes I just can't handle it. Well, let's talk about yarn and not things that creep us out and make us uncomfortable. So I think I'm going to start the amigurumi next. And I'm going to be putting a little more time in this corner-to-corner blanket. It is a Christmas gift, so I really want to get on it. And I think probably later this week, probably Thursday maybe, depending on how much I've gotten done on these other objects, which should be done. The cardigan should be done by then. I'm going to have to start my wreath. I want to get that going. I have another loaf cat to make for my older daughter. She wants a loaf cat. I did pick up another ball of white blanket, Bernette blanket. So it's a bit thicker, bulkier. Really makes really nice, cushy stuffies. So I'll probably make a similar loaf cat to my youngest daughter's, one I made for her birthday. And I will also have to make one that's kind of the same, but not the same. So they look like they could be from the same litter, but not. And yeah, so that'll be using up quite a bit of my orange, black, and possibly a little bit of greens. I'm going to see where it takes me. I haven't decided completely what I want for my decorations on the inside. I might do some eyeballs. I also seen some really cute witches hats and the ghosties. I love a little ghostie. So I don't know. So many cute options. Kitty and a pumpkin is one of my all-time favorites. Always loved a black cat cuddled up with a pumpkin. That is just the cutest. Super creepy. Not. First cross stitch that I actually finished beginning to end. It's hanging outside my bedroom on the wall there, and it is a kitty and a pumpkin, a black cat, like a little kitten. And yeah, it was my first one. I ended up thinking that I had done such a terrible job that I just walked away from it when it came time to backstitch, which is a shame because now I'm older and I realize I like backstitching. Oh man, so many people keep on saying when you're cross stitching they don't want to do backstitching, they hate backstitching, it's just too much. And I love a nice backstitch because I enjoy seeing all the details begin to pop. I'll pull it back and I'll take a look and I'll just see how this went from being kind of a blurred and all the colors are blurred together, and then bam, these couple black lines or dark colored lines really give the shapes their definition and their shading and coloring, and it really, really is just really satisfying. Super satisfying. Maybe at some point, because I am planning on doing a little bit of cross stitching in the near future. I have a couple things that I have kitted up for quite a while waiting for me to get to, and I just haven't done them. I have to charge an older phone, which is similar to mine. It's a Samsung Note 2, and I'm just going to keep it offline, being that it has my patterns in, because it does have a pen with it and the thing works just fine. So it will be used for that. I'll take off all my social media so I'm not constantly getting all the barraging of Facebook and blah blah blah. And I will probably be using all my other patterns on it as well, just because, like I said, it has a pen, which will make doing videos like this easier. So I could do my corner to corner probably, but I don't have the exact same program. So I will get through this one and see if I can just transfer them. I probably can. I usually can figure out something. My PDFs would work on that. I'm pretty sure my writable PDFs would work on that one. Maybe. I'd have to take a look at what I can do and see what's compatible and not compatible, because it is quite a few years old. But for this application, if that will work, that would be great, because then I don't have to worry about using something else. My tablet really is sluggish, and I use it for the occasional game, tiny bit of patterns, little bit of reading with my Kindle, but I don't like to use it for surfing the web. I do not like using it for that. It really, really is slow. My phone and my actual computer definitely are faster. There we go. Looks like I've gotten through almost the whole side here. With row 3 of the super dark. So with row 3, I'm going to end that here. And then I'm going to let it color change on row 3 on the other half. And then I'll come back. Yeah, see, I'm seeing a little bit of lightness starting to show up. Or it could be just a really strange reflection. Who knows? But today's bingo. So I'll be up and ready to go. It's also school day, so bye-bye. Go to school. Have a great day. School day with library. Do not forget to send her with her library books. I mean, that's just not the funnest thing, to not be allowed to take out new books and stand there while everybody's getting new books and you're looking at books wanting to take them all home when you're a big reader. Believe me, she can decide if she wants to renew a book or take it back.